Only on KCCI, Governor Kim Reynolds is sharing details we have not heard before about her school choice plan. KCCI's chief political reporter Amanda Rooker sat down with her one-on-one earlier this week. And Amanda, what did you learn?
Laura, we're hearing new details on how this plan would be administered. We do know that lawmakers could vote on the governor's plan to use taxpayer money to help Iowans pay private school tuition as soon as Monday. Now, the governor's office has released some cost estimates. She says once the plan is fully implemented, it would cost the state roughly $341 million each year. But we still don't know who would be in charge of getting that money to families and how much that contract would cost. Now, I want to talk just a little bit about if this plan would pass, how it would be administered.
So we've already issued an RFI. There's several companies, couple companies, 2 or 3 out there that do that right now. So we'll have a third-party platform that we'll put in place that will really handle, the transferring of the funds. They'll make sure that it's that they're held accountable, and they'll do audit processes will be included in the RFP when we finally get to that point. So we're out for information right now to see what's available, and then we'll fine-tune the request and the expectations that we have for the company going forward, and that'll be included in the RFP.
Talking about some of the other states that implement this plan, some of them have in their own bills requirements for what would trigger an audit or
we'll go through that same process.
So there will be requirements for accountability and transparency.
Well, accountability as far as the funds transferring, if that's what you're talking about, yeah, that'll be built into the RFP, into the requirements that we put forward before we sign off on that company providing those services.
Will that be something that lawmakers see before they vote yes or no on a bill?
No.
Okay, so that would come
they
after.
know that an RFP is out, RFI, excuse me, is out right now. And that'll be included in the conversation that we have with them. But we've had, my team has already been working with the different companies in different states that are providing that. So we have a good sense of what's out there, what's available, and then we just need to fine tune it to what we need for the needs of Iowa's bill.
Do you know what it would cost to contract out a third-party vendor?
I don't know yet what that is, but we need, that's a component that we need, and so that's some of the stuff that we'll be able to give you that information once we go through the RFP process.